So to create my videos on Max Can't Help It, which is where I do some satirical stuff, I like to take videos, let's just say from a TV show or movie or whatever, and cut out clips. And I've tried many different, obviously I could use DaVinci or Premiere or whatever, or Kdenlive, Live, but they're all just overkill, I feel, for me. So I guess if I can use anyone, I'd use Kdenlive. Live. Anyway, I'm always looking for like just a very small video clipper. And I want these three features, and I can't find one that has all these three features, and it just drives me nuts. So I've created my own, which is maybe crazy. So maybe in the comments, if you think, oh no, I use this to create clips and it does what you want it to do, and this is what it, please let me know. Anyway, I created my own thing, and if this type of thing doesn't exist and you want the exact same features that I want, then hopefully this will be useful to you. It's on my GitHub account. It'll be in the description. So the three things that I want. So the three main features that I want is the ability to select a selection of the video and save it to another video with the name I give to it. Now giving the name, that's very important. And then the ability to scrub back and forth in the video. Now I'll go into how I accomplish this later, but just those two features, finding one piece of small, quick to start, simple software that does that has been a challenge. That's why I've created my own. And then the third thing I want is the ability to change the FFmpeg parameters, or to choose whether you want to do ProRes or what your settings are for the video and stuff like that. So anyway, those are the three main features I'm going to want. At first I thought, okay, I'm just going to do a video about my auto hotkey solution, which you can view here. And then I thought, it'd be nice to create a Python version of it. And if I did a Python version of it, I could also I've also been wanting to do a video about CoPilot, so I can sort of touch all these things at the same time. So what I'm going to try here, we'll see if it works, is I'm going to show you how I can use CoPilot to create a Python version of this application. Now my experience with CoPilot has been, I'm blown away. I mean, I now feel I can do the work of like 5 Maxes at once. So doing something like this, let's say a year ago, would take me days, to get back up to speed in Python, this and that. But with CoPilot, it just goes very quickly. Anyway, doing the Python, you'll understand this little video clipper functionalities that I want. You'll understand something about AutoHotkey. You'll understand something about GitHub. And then again, at the end of the day, hopefully we'll have some code that if you want a quick video clipper, that you can have it. So let's get programming. Okay, before I show you the video of the 2 hours of my creating this app, I'm just show you what it is in case you don't want to watch the whole video. So here I have VS Studio, and here's the application I created using CoPilot. I hardly entered any code. Basically, it's all copy and paste. So I'm going to run it, and what the app does is it'll allow me to take any video. So I'll take some of the video from what I was just creating now, and I can drag it in, and then I can create a proxy. And so basically it's creating a proxy version of this video, because the videos I want to pull clips from, I want the proxy so I can scrub back and forth quickly while I'm editing them, but I'll use the original to create the clips. So I've created my proxy. Now I'm going to play the proxy, and then let's just say that I want to take from this mark right here, and then I want to take it, I want to create a clip to right here and mark out, and then I want to call the video satirical segment. Type that in the name box. I'm going to process. It's now going to use the timestamps to pull out that segment from the original video. And we can see the original segment right here. And there it is. So, actually I did this one. No, maybe it was the other one. It doesn't make a difference. Anyway, there you can see it. It just took around 2 hours, depending on how you count the foray into the MPV type stuff and back and forth. And okay, so on to the video where I spend the 2 hours creating. So you can see how CoPilot works in the creation of this application. Okay, so let's remember that it's 11:40 a.m. So let's see how long this can take us. Now, many of this stuff, everything I'm gonna try here, probably I haven't tried before, so it's not like I've done this before. I'm just starting this fresh from now. So anyway, here's a picture of our um, AutoHotkey, my AutoHotkey video creator. So the first thing I want to do is probably, well, I know what I want to do is create a tkinter window form in Python that's going to do what this does. So we need a couple of buttons that are going to be mark in and mark out. That's for the video. And we're going to need to create proxy and play vid. So I'm going to ask it to create these 4 buttons in a TK window. So I'm going to go to chat and I'm going to say I'd like a Python program which uses tkinter to create a window with 4 buttons, mark in, mark out, create proxy, and play vid. I'm going to want to, and then might as well put a row here, so I'll start the row structure, and then a second row with 3 text boxes and labels, 1, 2, 3, I'll just put, or something like that. Okay, so see what it comes up with. Now, the negative about CoPilot so far is the time it takes to print out all the text. Now, I've actually asked it questions and asked ChatGPT. I've said, like, why are you taking so long to do this stuff? You must already know. You can't just start a program and not know the end of it. And it'll always be like, it comes back with a bunch of nonsense. But I think eventually it'll have this, like, professional. You'll pay more money to get it, but when it gets that way, it's going to be insanely fast. Anyway, just copy this code over here, and let's see if it runs. And sure enough, here it is. Think about that. Just from that paragraph, it created this little program: mark in, mark out, create proxy, play vid, and the boxes. So now let's go back to what we're looking at. So we have this. I'm not really going to need this. I'm going to need the name and then 3 buttons, 2 buttons. Okay. So let's put in the, can you add another row with a text box labeled clip save to name and 2 buttons, process and exit. Also make the exit button quit the program. So GitHub will only create files of a certain length, so hopefully we'll be able to do it. We'll keep within the length of what it will print out. Again, this stuff takes some time to wait. So if we didn't have to wait for this would be even much faster. Now we're already at 11:42, so it's like this in like 2 or 3 minutes. Look at what we've accomplished so far. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, the amount of drudgery this would take. So if I'm in a company, right, I don't need like a junior programmer to just, sketch out this stuff. I can just have it do it. Delete all that. Oops. I guess I didn't click this right. Control save. Let's run it. Let's drag it over. So there we go. Mark in, mark out, create. Alright, but it's really compressed. You're gonna have to watch it, pick and choose. Can you add some padding around the controls and rows? Let's just do also, yeah, let's just do that very quickly. And then we'll just leave it. I shouldn't even do this. I shouldn't even do that. But again, already, right? I mean, this is already it's going to take me like a few hours if I haven't used Python in a way to remember like how tkinter works and stuff like that, and just amazing stuff. I'm just go in here and let's delete all that. Let's copy this. And there you can see some padding. All right. So now we're going to want to play the video. Well, actually, no, the first thing we want to do, well, I'll put this in the, I forget which box this is. Anyway, first thing we actually want to do is drag a video onto the control and for to figure out the file name. So what I want to do is, oops, and let me, where's that thing again? See if the exit button works. Awesome. All right. I want the ability to drag a file from Windows Explorer onto the Windows, oops, say tkinter window form, and for that file name to go into text box 3. Now recognize, I'm not saying, oh, take the code, do this. Like, it's amazing. Like, spelling mistakes, grammar, you're not even like fully whatever, you know, it can figure this out. Now it's already saying, hey, well, by the way, you can't just use, you're gonna have to import some special libraries here to do that. So it's already, yeah, jumped into a different thing. I think I have that library, but if I don't, I'll install it. Okay. Come on, you. Let's go up and see if it. Okay, so I already have those files, so let's just fire it up. Drag it over. Now let me drag this over too so you can see it. Let's move this over here. Let's shrink this. Oops. Alright, so this is how I generally work. I'd have some sort of file I'd want to, in fact, we'll just use the files I'm creating in this video. I'm going to drag this over onto this, and there it goes into the third box. Is that, oops, you can't see it because my face is in the way. Is that incredible or what? Okay, so let's exit here. I'm going to stop this part until I continue on. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to want to do is once I have that file name, I want to open it up into, this is the auto hotkey code. I'm sorry, this is auto hotkey code for that control. So generally in auto hotkey it has like a special internal function, GUI drop file. So here I get the I could take the GUI event, which is a file name, and I use an auto hotkey function to put it in the memory variable vid file name. Then I do some string concatenation because I want to use this for the proxy file. Anyway, that's how it sort of works in auto hotkey. And then when I want to play the video, we'll actually have it playing the proxy. So it doesn't play the original video, you know, play the proxy, but we'll start with the do a little bit differently. I mean, as if I was coding this from the beginning. Okay. So now I want to, I'm going to use the MPV. So can I embed an MPV player in the decanter form? And if so, what do I need to do? Yes, you can do it. So apparently there's a library called Python MPV. Now I know already that I'm almost pretty sure I don't have that. MPV install, what did it say it was? Python MPV. That's what it's called. Okay, great. So I'm installing that. Okay, so now what it's done here is it's created a canvas because it doesn't know from the earlier program, but I can say in the earlier program I want to create it above the first row. Okay, so I'm going to say, can you embed the player above the top row of the other program you were helping me with? So sure, here's how you can do it. And again, in the expensive versions, it'll be like you can say, don't tell me like how it's worked, what you're doing, how it's working, or apologize when you make a mistake, and all this other kind of stuff. So that first video, we spent 7 minutes. We're already here. I just can't get over it. I mean, when this AI stuff first came out, I was like, oh, it's hyped, it's not going to work, and I still believe that for many things that it's being used for. But on this programming stuff and technical stuff, it's going to be such a game changer. It's just the days of leaving college and being able to make 6 figures are gone now, unless you have a real expertise, or you work at a really high level, in my opinion. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so it's already coming up with a problem. So I'm just going to put blah blah blah. Actually, let's just see. Oh, I see, because it doesn't have. I need to add this. Did I add this stuff to it? It did. So this is where it's really cool. I just copied part of the. You don't even have to get this all right. It doesn't make a difference where you sort of copy it from. You'll just figure out. Yeah, it just figures out what the problem is. So. You have the same choices. You can have the following to your script. Okay, so I need to do the. I know where much. I don't know where it is. So I'm going to have to think about this now. Okay. What if? Okay, I know where the. I know where. How do I point it to an existing MPV installation on my computer? Oops, PC. I know the path. Okay, it's a spelling mistake. I'm still gonna figure it out. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna port the OS of above, and then I'm gonna do this thing below it. And now the path to the MPV is right here. Now this is a good time to show you this. So in order for this script to work, I need a script called copy time Lua. I forget who created this. So MPV will work with Lua scripts, and what this does is whenever you stop the playhead, it copies the position, the timeline position into the clipboard, and I use that ultimately to generate my cut of the clip. Anyway, MPV is right here. So I'm just going to, oops. Copy this into see if that works. Okay, so it still didn't. You know why? Because the DLLs aren't in here, I think is the problem. So okay, so I need to get the latest MPV for DLLs. MP1. Okay, so let's do some searching. Okay, MPV Windows installation with DLLs. Windows download. What's libmpv? '86. See if this has the files that I need. Okay, well this appears like it has one of the. Of course, I don't know if these are going to match up with the what it wants. I think it has this thing. I'm pretty sure it wants that thing. And then I don't think it has anything else. So I think maybe, well, let's see. Now we get, let's copy all that. Where can I download MPV 1 DLL, etc.? I have the MPV executable. I didn't install it. In that case, need to download DLL from the MPV list on the GitHub page. Okay. So this is off Windows, so releases latest, right? Okay, see, okay, so you go down here. but you see I'm not going to want the source code. I don't think it's going to have the... Oh, maybe it will. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to have the... I think you have to compile it. Okay, so that's not going to... That's not going to have it. Yeah. So... oh, brother. Let's... Semi-efficient builds and third-party. See, I should know how to just install these. I should know how to build this stuff, but again, this is one of these things that I just don't remember anymore. Chocolate key, source code. So it's one of these Windows files. I could use chocolate tea. I think I have that somewhere. Source package. 32-bit version 3. I think it should be in one of these things. Where am I on time on this video? I'm at 14 minutes. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop this and I can just let you know how long it takes. Alright, so actually it's only been like 5 minutes. I can't find this MP. I've asked GitHub. I keep looking. So now I'm going to say, and this is where the things go wrong, because it's taking stuff it's finding from the internet, right, and putting it together. So it may not be up to date. There is no MPV1 DLL in the current Shinjiro builds. So I've tried a few of them. I can't find them. See, this is what's always funny. I apologize for the confusion. The MP1 file is not included. Well, you mean not including the thing you just sent me to? Okay, so so there's no separate requires the to seems this file not provide the reason. This is no issue. Currently, there's no straightforward solution. One current use the older version. I don't want to use the older version because I noticed on the scrubbing I had an older version. It wasn't working well, and I did the other one. It worked fine. Now here he's saying, okay, do it from the source. Okay, so I don't want to do that. So let's do a different version. So what I want to do is, can I just open my current MPV player on as a, I'm going to do it as I did the auto hotkey, as a separate, well, I know it's going to do this. So I'm going to say, I want to open my MPV player as a standalone with the file name I know from the file I dropped onto my tkinter form. Can't remember exactly how to put this, but like I said, it's very drop the file. You can do a sub process. Okay. Now I want to make this as, I don't even remember where I'm at on this. Okay, I have this thing. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff so I can get it running again. No, it's still not running. What's going on here? This should be working. Why isn't this working? Why is it saying MP? Oh, okay. Because it wants to import the MPv4, so we don't need that anymore. MPV, okay, so it's not a new player. We don't need that. Good. Alright, so it's going to try and put the player there, but we don't need the player anymore. So I'm going to, so this is one of the cool things. So I just take all this, I'm going to put it in here. In the following code, remove the space for the MPV player and have the play button at top open an MPV player at a path I'll give you with the file name I know from what file was dropped onto my form. And now, oops. I should have done it at the same time because now it's going to think about it and I just need to, see, I don't want that. Unless it remembers all the other stuff. It does. Okay, good. So, no biggie. It remembered the old stuff. I mean, it knew what I wanted to do and I'd have to drop it in there. Like I said, it's just the one interesting thing is it's got filled the space while we're waiting for it to pretend like it needs time to alright, so now we have this and let's just see if it put the play, if it did the play button yet. Okay, right. Okay, so it is a subprocessor run MPV file name. MPV. Okay, so I knew this from before. Where was it? So it's right here. And I guess I could leave that in there. Now I'm gonna take it out. Not confusing anything. So this is where it is. Store the file name. No, I want PV player path equals XE equals mpv.exe mpv.exe So I'm going to copy all this. In the following code, use my path to the mpv.exe to open it with the file name in box 3. Now I put in the code, and it's going to figure out how to take my instruction plus the code and, you know, work them out. This is what's so freaking cool about this thing. Almost, I think, cooler than the code it does is just the ability to figure out what you want, even if you put in like what you're saying plus an error code or after the error code, or then what you want before the code and then after the code. As you can see, I haven't done a single, except for a couple of those imports which you're not even using, I haven't done any coding, not a single drop of code. This is all, you know, just natural English. God damn it. Well, that's what I do. I keep hitting pressing over. Ah, not that. Okay. Alright, so we have this. And then let's, where are our files? So now I'm going to drag let's drag the last file we just did. I'm going to drag the last file we just did. Here's that file. And do play. Okay, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Because it's taking... Well, let's try a different one. Okay. Oh. That worked perfectly. I don't know if you saw it or not. It just took up the whole screen. So, I'm going to say I want the MPV window to be opened, because I know with MPV you can send it, it's got like a list of like 300 parameters you can send it. Opened at a size 800 by 600. Yeah. Now it might only just give me one line here instead of this whole thing. It might just say, okay, change this line. Yes, let's use the geometry. So yes, you see, it's just giving this one line, which is where. So it's on the play function. So I can just actually just take this whole play function. Now sometimes I gotta get it right. Okay, that one. Sometimes the indentation gets off. Okay, so it's gonna do that, and I should be able to drag it down. All right, so here's our button. I'm gonna drag this intro on here, and then I'll hit play. There you go. Is that amazing or what? Okay. So we've okay, yeah. So the next thing is to make the mark in to go into box 1 and the mark out to go into box 2. Okay, so when I press the mark in button, I want it to paste the clipboard into box 1, and if I press, as I asked both at the same time, mark out button, I want the clipboard pasted into box 2. Again, look at all this horrible spelling mistakes. Clipboard past is just all okay, so it's a mark in, mark out, and then create the buttons. So where are the buttons? The buttons are right here. So I'm just going to copy this, just going to copy that there. It's going to add these two functions. Is there anything else it needs? I don't think so. So let's create this. Now I'm going to drag the video. I'm going to play it. And then I'm going to stop it. Now I hit mark in. It should take that 0.04 and put it in here. It's thinking. Okay, so it's not working. So what is not, let's just see if it pasted into the if it pasted it into the, no, it hadn't. Okay, so it taken all this stuff. Oops, I'm just going to put this in the clipboard for now. So it took all the code and tried to put it into that text box. That was a problem. So it's not running the script. Okay, so I think I need to pass it a parameter to tell it to explicitly run the scripts. And the scripts are, where are the scripts? The scripts are in, well, I should probably do this anyway to make sure it's working. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to say, I also want MPV to load scripts from this folder. So it's going to just add this onto the geometry for the size and everything, I believe. Yeah, that's what I thought it would do. Okay, so where's the play? It's right there. Play. Okay, and then let's run it. Okay, so drag it over. Go get a file, pull it over, let's play it. I'm going to stop it here, hit mark in. It's not getting it. Let's see what it's doing in the... Oh yeah, it took the def play, so it's not running the script. Let me put this back in the clipboard. So why isn't it running that script? Scripts directory. No, it should run from there, the scripts directory. Usually just goes off. Oh. I'm not sure. Let me just go check how I do it in AutoHotkey. Maybe there's something else I do. So when I mark in, mark out, so mark in clipboard, when activate, sleep, control. Oh, okay. I gotta send the control down and control up. Okay, so that's what I need to do. Okay. Alright, so when I press the was it clip in, clip out, was it what I mark in? again, I want Python to send Control C to the MPV app and then copy the clipboard to box 1. Being active window at the time. Okay, so there might be an issue with it. Well, we'll just try it. So we need to import. Fortunately, I know we have this. Import PyAuto GUI. No, auto GUI. PyAuto GUI. Why isn't this working? Okay, maybe we don't have it. PyAuto GUI. Now I do the def mark in. Now see, that's what's sort of cool about, see we need time, about auto GUI is auto hotkey is that generally they've debugged this, they figured this all out. So the control hotkey will work. So this isn't the active window. We need to get what the active window is. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's just see. But there's an auto hotkey, the way it knows what all the windows are. So I know there's a way that you can tell Python PyAuto GUI. So I think we can find the MPV running application first and make it active. And again, this might work by itself, but use PyGetWindow module, which is installed along with the PyAuto GUI. So yeah, let's add this because I have a feeling that's going to come up with a problem. Anyway, if this works, then I know it's always going to work because this is specific. This should work on more instances. I'm at the time. Now I'm going to have the def mark in. Okay, so I'm going to load this. We'll load this file. I'm going to play. Put up here. This and do mark in. God damn, why does it keep saying not responding? Okay, so I know. Let's just fix that bug. If the clipboard is larger than 20 characters, don't paste it. Time sleep, so I think we just actually change this right here. That's all we need. Okay. but still not finding get Windows with title. So will it find the app that has MPV anywhere in the name? Because I think it's has a title. It says titles-MPV, so we want to have it doesn't form a partial match. So find it's pi anywhere in the name. Only these types are exactly pi. If you want to find a window with pi anywhere in the title, you can iterate all the windows and check if pi is there. This is how you can do it. So I don't know how fast is that going to be. If P and Windows title lower, P and title lower. I'm going to do this anyway. Let's just see how fast this is. This might not be fast at all. This might not be. This should be more robust. Okay, so now pull this over here. Let's play it. Stop it and do mark in. Nope, now it says not responding. When I hit mark in, it says not responding. So I think it's something else. When I press mark in, the window stops. There might be a tkinter timing issue. Window stops responding. I'm sorry for the confusion, but you should try this. It's going to say something like that, right? Well, not do the confusing. It's waiting for the clipboard to be updated after the clipboard meet. Now, it's not the problem. No, I don't think that that's the problem. I don't think that's the problem, because it has been doing it from the beginning. Well, I don't think it's going to tell me anything. I'll have to change the code here too. It's not to. Yeah, so let's I'm going to take out all this stuff. I know there are other faster ways to do this. I'm a knucklehead. You know what? I'm just okay. So I'm gonna just do the content get, and then put it in. I'll do the Control C myself on the window. So let's try that. Let's close this. And drag this over. Drag this over. Okay, so I'm gonna hit play. Then I'm gonna pause, and then I'm gonna hit Control C onto this. See, copy to clipboard, and then I'm gonna do mark in. See, it still says not responding. So, like I thought, it has nothing to do with this window here. Oh, but then it came in. Okay, do that, and then I hit Control C, and then I do mark in. Oh, I bet you know it's not getting control. It's still on this. So I click on this, and I click on that. No. Oh, but if I close this, then it. Okay. If I the tkinter window only comes back when I close MPV. It comes back, but yeah, hopefully it'll understand what I mean. Yes, okay. Right, it's a sub-process blocking. Oh, it's non-blocking, right. So I want the non-blocking. Okay. So I'm going to change that. Again, if I was using Python a lot, I would know this issue, right? When I saw how it's doing the subprocess open. And now I'm going to go back because I think I don't think it's any of this stuff was bad. I'm just going to wait. I think this takes a couple seconds on that, so I'm going to wait even 0.2 seconds. So let's go again. D1 intro. Oops. Play. Let's try the mark in. Oh, it did it? Awesome. See? Look at that. So we're at 12:37 and I started 11:40. So within an hour I've been able to build a Python app that will load they'll load a video. I can drag a video onto the form. It'll load the video in MPV and it will mark in, using this little script with MPV, it will mark in get the mark in point. And then I'd want to do the same for the mark out point and then create that video. I'm going to stop right here and then we'll do the second part of the video doing the other stuff. Alright, well we're back again and I'm going to give it all the code. I'll say in the following code please put the file name, label, and box below the in and out point. Also, align the endpoint text box with the mark in button above it. Same for the mark out button and text box below it. This is, I'll put in the code. Always remember to put in the code because that'll start just talking with whatever as soon as you hit enter. Okay, it's basically saying, listen, I'm not giving you the whole thing, just change this stuff. And you should be able to do it. Okay, so let's see if it'll do that. So it's basically doing everything from the create buttons on down to the exit grid. Down to the exit grid button. Save that. Let's run that. Oops, something. Is it all indented properly? Why missing. Again, I think this is probably a simple one to figure out, but what the heck, I'm just going to put in the error code. Okay, it says error code's incomplete. Mark in button grid. Alright, let me just... Okay, so this was only giving... I should have started arrange buttons right here. So it's from here on down that I need to replace. There we go. It's sort of centered, but yes, now I just want to say left align, left align, left align, mark in and box below, and same for mark out. Again, a person would be like, do you mean the mark in or the text that's in it or whatever, or so with the padding, mark in button grid. So arrange the buttons the first row with padding. Just copy that. And then arrange buttons in output label grid 1, 2.
They said it was going to be 40 degrees today. It's not 40 degrees out there.
Because I think it means this thing. Okay. Let's run it. And there you go. Look, see, it's left align. Oh my god, how easy is that? Okay. So now, under this box, I want, on the third row, I'm going to want, so remember, so the third row I'm going to want the proxy and the file name, the file name. Okay. Below with the in and out text boxes, I want another row labeled file name and a text box, and a row under that proxy file name and a text box. Actually, I'm going to want the source file name, the text box, run the proxy file name and a text box. And what else do I want? I'm going to want this proxy name, the file name, the ffmpeg command. Okay. Then a row below that, I want a box labeled ffmpeg command, and for that text box to be 3 lines deep. Anything else? Yeah, let's just do that, and then okay, let's just do that. Space safe in the TK text, we'll want that for the ffmpeg command. It explains what it's doing. So we're going to start from each file name. This should go below this: source file name, proxy file name, ffmpeg command. So this stuff would all go below let's split this apart. So this is the, I'm going to say integrate it with all this because I'm not sure. Integrate with this. Because I'm not, I don't know, again, I don't want to think that hard. The question is whether the file now will be too long. Create source file name. Now see, it's not doing it. It's basically saying, come on, stop being a knucklehead. Okay. You need to add the label type to use so I can do it. Okay, so create. This would go under the, again, I'm going to have to think here. Okay, so here's where you create the buttons, and then here's where you arrange the buttons. So I'm going to, I don't think it does any, okay, here are the labels for the text boxes. Arrange the file name. Okay, so it'd be under here, because that's where it adds it. Create label for the, right. Okay, so I'm going to add the source and the file name, and then I'm going to arrange them. And actually, okay, so I'm just going to put all this right below that. And this is where the, so do everything here down to the down to here, source file name. What?
Get that, Jim?
I feel like this isn't going to work. Let me see. And let's just say, oh, you didn't put something here in the right order. Okay, the mark in button. Okay, I need to think here. So this creates the buttons. And then this adds them to the grid. Okay, so I've created the mark in, mark out, play, and those are added to the grid. I've added the, this is, oh wait, this is the, oh, I see what I did. These should be mark in, mark out. These are the buttons. The labels and text boxes. I think I need to put this above here. It creates the buttons. That's the labels and text boxes. Arrange buttons in the first. Arrange the input output boxes in the second. Right, that's a 0, 1. That's a 0, 2. So I think we'll get to there. Create source file name and text box. Okay, so it's a source file name text box. And here I add them to row, should be row 2 actually. Let me just see if this will run out of curiosity. No, okay. So this will, this goes to row, where's row 2? Okay, that's row 1. Okay, that's a mark in. And this creates the mark in button. Okay, so then the mark in button grow 0, right? Then the label grid and text box, these should be row 1, that's right. And then this should be row 2. And then the proxy label should be row 3. This adds them. Then the ffmpeg command should be row 4. Oops. 4. And then it adds them. Arrange file name. Okay, so this we don't need anymore. So, right, clip the cell 5 name, and this would go into row 5. And then this also goes to row 5. Right, because this is column 0, this is column 1. Okay, so that should all work. It was actually running before, but just kept blowing away, so I'm going to start this again. Let's bring it over. Okay. Source file name, proxy file name, ffmpeg command, that's correct. Then for this, what the hell is that? Mark it out, create proxy play, with those later. This would be the source file name, the proxy file name, ffmpeg command, right? And then, okay, so this would be called clip save to name. Okay. Let's ask a couple of things. Okay, so in the bottom left box, label it clip save to name. What else should we ask it to do? It's amazing as compound things. Not really the create epoxy and play over there for now. It's not necessary. Actually, I think that's all that we need to get all the functionality from before, right? Process, exit. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So yeah. So okay, let's just do that. And this can give us a little bit of code to add to this. Actually, this is right here. So clip label to grid 5. 1, column 2. Why didn't that work? So this is this. That's the same as that. And then it's 5. Why isn't that working? Okay, I see. So this should be, no, that's right. Clip label, grid. Oh, I see. This should be column 2, I think. 2. And this is on 5, so this should be column 3, column 4. So here I'm not asking it to do it. I mean, it would get me there, but I sort of know how it works. Okay, so this is how it is, but I want to bring this closer to clip the file name. So I actually want to adjust these all to these, so I want to move these to the left. But you know what? I'm going to leave this alone. This is just formatting stuff. I mean, that's not a big deal to deal with. So let's just leave this alone and go right to the functions. Again, you can see how I could give the text and it will do it. So I want to move the box next to save, box next to clip save to name. Let's do that. So that's the text box entry. So it's going to be in here. It'll be the text box grid. It's going to be something like here. It'll be this thing. So row. Now it has a wrong row. It doesn't know the right row yet because I've changed it. Pad X, Y, pad Y. It's not. 0, 1. Box 2. On 5, 3, 4. So why isn't that working? Oh, okay. I know what the issue is here. So, and again, I think it would explain if I asked it. So in the tkinter, you see here, like this is a column. So anything in a column that runs over it's going to set it. These are all columns. So really I'll need to create a different um, whole block for the row with independent columns. Otherwise it's using this for the column. So for this, I sort of need like two subcolumns in here, same for here. I can deal with that later. Again, it's not really important, but I now know why I can't just simply say, oh, like move this over here, because this is column 2, this is column 3, column 4. Is that making sense? Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, 5. Okay. All right. So now the first thing I want to do is create a proxy, and well, let me just I want two global variables up top. One for the source file name, which will be the name dragged onto the form. The second, which will be a proxy file name that will be the same name as the source file, except it won't be .mp4 or .webm. I actually want to add this functionality, the auto hotkeys. Let's see if this does this. Or whatever. It will be proxy.avi. That is proxy is added to name of source file, then with an AVI extension. Let's see what it does with all that. Okay, so I'm going to add this stuff to it. And here when you start getting into this stuff, yeah, you need to understand Python to know where to copy and paste all this nonsense to, and sort of what it's doing. So now the drop event, that's where it's going to do all these calculations. So it has the globals. That's the source file name up there. The source file name is event, and then we're going to OS pass split that source file name, proxy name equals base name plus proxy AVI. Base name equals OS, so I need to import OS. Okay. Okay. I also want it to put the source name into the file, to the source file text box, and the same to the proxy text box. Here is the code to work with, because I made all those changes and it may not remember all that stuff. So give it all the code. I mean, it can't read my mind. Okay, so this will basically go put those into the, it knew what, I think it knew what the names are of these things. So let's just see if this works. So we pull over the file, I'm going to pull over this. I'm looking at it worked. Okay, so we need those names, source name, file name, creator. So, see, I'd probably just do this by hand. Source name. We don't even need this one. A label 3. source name. Name text box wider. Okay, so I just do this. Width equals 80. I'm going to do the same thing for the file name. That should work because that row 2 is wide. Yep. Alright, so now I've dropped this into here. See, MP4 and then proxy AVI. Alright, great. And then again, if I want to hit play, let's see if the play is still working. Play isn't working. Okay. Update so the MPV opens with the source. Actually, I'm always going to want to do the proxy, so I'm going to let that. Well, I'll probably have 2 buttons: play proxy and play source, but I'll do that much later. All right, so I haven't tried this yet. This is going to try this as you're watching. Now I want to take the I'm looking at the auto hotkey. I want to take my build event for the proxy, and I want to create the proxy thing. But actually, I think it's called. It's not the. Yeah, it is a create proxy. Get file name, string in place, right? Put file name. Yeah, but where's okay? So ffmpeg. All right. So I want to take the proxy file name, and I want to run this in a window. Okay. I want a function for the create proxy button that will run this, that will use the file names to create a proxy file with ffmpeg like this, which I had in AutoHotkey. Now, GitHub doesn't read AutoHotkey, so I'm not sure it's going to do that, but let's just see. Yeah, it's pretty close. Source file, that's right. That's right. That looks right. Okay, so I'm going to create proxy. Put this up with the functions. Mark out. Def create proxy. And then under the TK button create proxy, the command equals create proxy. So add that after the text of the command. Play the create proxy button. So it'd be this. Create proxy. Now, that's right. Okay. So that should work. Now, so I'll show you. So it's going to make a proxy of this P1 intro. We'll see if it does that. So let's run this. Okay, so we're going to drag this onto it. And actually, I wanted to put the ffmpeg command into the window first. Well, screw it. Let's just do this. See if it's now. I can see it down here. Now, getting this stuff to output to a window here, like a status window. Again, we'll do that later, but I'm pretty sure that GitHub's not going to have a problem with it, because sometimes it doesn't work for whatever reason. And now what's interesting is I don't think it's closing the sub-process. Well, actually, no, this is part of the actual process. We're going to probably want to use the open a non-blocking process. So I can just go do it and we can forget about it. But we can worry about that later. Just want to show here that if I now play the proxy, it's going to play. Now you can see it's very pixelated, but I don't care because I'm going to want to scrub back and forth in the timeline to create the video. So anyway, so that's good. Let me just go back to my original. No, I took the thing out. Okay, so now well, let me just tell it. Put the ffmpeg command into the ffmpeg text box. Again, I've done very, very little programming here. Just like updated the rows and stuff because it's just faster for me to do it than have it been doing it. So let's go up here. Did I say? Yeah, let me just close this. Okay, that comes back. Alright, so before that, I want to convert this, put it in the box. Okay, run command. Alright, so now run the command in a separate Windows command prompt that closes when ffmpeg finishes. So what's it going to say? What's different here? Subprocess run. Okay, yeah, so put that. Now we're going to put, I'm just going to highlight this as part of Python process. You notice that like it actually tried to give me, you know, almost wanted to, it knew what I was going to try and put there. And then I want to create another button next to play that is play proxy and also starts MPV with the proxy file name. That's play proxy. Okay, so again, this is stuff where you need to know the basics of Python to know where it wants you to put things. This is going to go right after the, but I mean it's not that hard. Where's the play? Okay, so I'm going to put this next to the under the play function, just easier for us to remember. It's a proxy play. Create the proxy play button. And so it doesn't know what rows are on anymore. So create proxy play button. Mark in play vid. Proxy play button. And then arrange the proxy play button. And that's going to be in it's going to be under here. So it's currently on 4. That's right. So that's 4 or 5. That's correct. That's going to be where we want it. So we created our thing. Let's pull over this thing. Now we've already created the proxy, so we don't need it. We should be able to hit proxy play, and it's going to pull from there. And there it is, right there. Okay. Now, last thing we want to do is we want to, when we hit process, we want to use the timestamps from our play proxy. Actually, let's just make sure that it'll create the timestamps. So let's say I wanted to start it here. Mark that as an in. And then I want to go out here. And I want to mark that as the out. Yep, 3 seconds to 7 seconds. Okay, so that works with the proxy. So we're going to take those timestamps and use it to take it from the original file, that segment, and save it as a clip. So I'm going to go to the auto hotkey script again where I have that. Oh, gone the wrong way. Get video file name. Okay, so this is a great FFmpeg command. Now, let's see if I think it'll only need this. Okay. If it gets this, I don't know, it's just amazing. I want a function that will use FFmpeg to take the in point in the mark in box and the out point in the out box and create a new file using FFmpeg. A new file using FFmpeg from the source file. So let's give it some what I'm thinking already using the AAA auto hotkey code. Alright, once again it's going to do a subprocess, but we can change that now that we know the format. Okay, in point, out point, that's right. Okay. Create a process. We already know the process is down. We already have our process button. So I'm going to create this. I'll put this under create proxy. Do the transcode so it gets it in there, puts it in there. But we also want it to take put it in that text box so we can see. Well, actually, let's just cut all this here. This is right after the thing. And I'm going to save this. Command string, right, command. And then, right, we're going to put this in the FFmpeg text box so we can see what it's doing. And then, actually, before we do that, let me just comment this out so we can see what it's going to do. And then we're going to want to change this to be where did it have that? Command equals transcode is going to be in the process box. Oh no, this is the process button. Be command transcode. Okay. So let's pull this over, pull that over, and then we'd want to do. Oh, we gotta play our proxy because we need some clips. Mark in, scroll over here, mark out. Now let's see what happens. We do process. FFmpeg 33799 right to 1399 to E files, right? Intro, CV. Oh, that's the input, right? Okay, so it's not doing the right. So the output clip name actually I want to be the name of this file name plus MP4, and that's right. Use the text in the save clip as name box for the FFmpeg output name with an MP4 extension. If there is no text in the text box, use clip MP4 as the default in the same folder as the source file. Okay, so now we don't need, we're doing other stuff after after we do the script. So I'm just going to leave that alone because I want to see what we're doing. So pull this over here, pull this, play proxy. Let's get the mark in there. Let's get a mark out here. Let's do process. Okay, that's right. And that to the E files vid clipper clip 4. Now it's using the backwards space, but I think that will actually work. So let's now target file transcode. That's weird. Where is it doing the calling it clip? I bet that's in the name. It's putting it. No. If not, oh, okay, it's right here. If not, target transcode clip. Well, let's assume it'll work, but we'll fix this a little bit later. So let's just see if this will work. And pull this over. Wait, where did I? Okay, so we'll see if that's going to work. Yeah, I forgot to turn that on. Again, mark out. Now let's see if we do the process. Yep, it's actually doing this over here. Look at that. And now if we pull over here, and here's the clip. As you can see, that's full resolution. So it took from the proxy and used the original file name to create a whole clip. Well, I haven't tested it now with my name, using the name, so let's just do this again. And so we're going to call it max new clip. Let's try that. Oh, now see, now it's doing it, but I don't know what's going to put in this directory because it's not putting the file name path to it. So it put it, well, it might have put it here. No, it didn't put it here. So we need to have, okay, get in point, out point, target file, clip box, get strip, right? If not target transcode, right, this is where, otherwise it equals this. Actually, we want to add, make sure ffmpeg output file is in folder from script. Fix this. Oh my god, we're already at 43 minutes in this video. Okay, so it wanted me to add, I'm just trying to put it here, whatever. Add this stuff. I mean, I could have, again, I could have programmed this myself easily. But just want to show you how that it works. Okay, so, because that'll be the end. So, let's say we're going to edit a video. So I pull up my introduction, and I, create a proxy. We already did that. So I play my proxy. Okay, it's just, well, we'll take here. I take videos at least from a TV show, do that to mark out. And we'll call this take TV shows. Then we hit process. It's not putting it in there. It's doing it too late. Okay, the reason is it's taking the path, and it's no, it should be target file path equals script. This should work. Script directory, target file transcode. Target file trans. Okay, so this should be. Oops. It probably changed it in the code here, and I forgot. I didn't. Yeah, see, target file path. It wants this to be used this way. Okay. One more time. At 45 minutes on this thing. Alright, so we want to take the intro. Let's play our proxy. Let's start right there. Where I do satirical stuff. And I want to call this clip satirical. Yeah, process. There we go. As you can see, here's the window that's creating it. That's done. So now if we go here, where is the satirical stuff? Now this is the one that I'm creating right now. So I'm going to stop this video, but you can see it's just about to work. Okay, well that was really so that was funny. So I said, save the output file in the same folder as the source video file. I was asking for the script folder. I don't want that. I see. My apologies for misunderstanding. No, you didn't misunderstand. I said it wrong. Okay. One more time. Hopefully this will be it. So here's the script. Let me find my videos. So I'm going to drag my video part 1 programming to here. Play the proxy. Hit set my mark in here. I'm going to do some satirical stuff. I'm going to put in satirical here. Satirical stuff. I'm going to process it. It's going to do the FFmpeg stuff. And then I'm going to bring down the folder of my videos. And hopefully, there it is. See, satirical stuff. And there you go. So now we have it. It's a fully functioning, just like my auto hotkey. And it is 1:47. I started this around 11:15, 12:15, 1:15. Yeah, so 2.5 hours using GitHub, CoPilot from GitHub to write this program that you see here. And you saw I did very minimal, like hard coding myself. I basically just copy and pasted everything. Mind blowing, just mind blowing how useful this thing is. And see, even the exit key will work. So there you have it. I hope you found this video interesting. Again, this is, I can't find like a third-party video clipper that works exactly the way I want it. And here you have it. And here you can see how cool CoPilot is. I mean, how it really just it's just incredible what it can do. What it could do in 2.5 hours. And again, I'm making this video, I'm thinking about this, thinking about that, these various problems. That's 2.5 hours. Oh, actually, okay, so if you put all in, like even before setting up for the video and everything, I started at 11. So even at that, you're talking about 2 hours and 45 minutes, absolutely all in on everything, to create that little application, which I use every day to create little clips from shows that I watch. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.